Hey, how you doing? Sega lives. I bet you saw the news that Nintendo's raising the price of Switch 1. I mean, that's kind of weird considering that, like, if you're complaining about the price of the Switch 2, that's why we have the Switch 1. Well, now you're raising the price of the Switch 1. So what do you have to say now? Man, dude. They're so greedy. I've never seen a company like this. Yeah, it's sad, and you know, money is the root of all evil, and you know, what stems from money is greed, so. You gotta be careful with that. And as you can see, because, you know, they're being greedy, and they're putting that over their fans, they're getting a lot of backlash. You get backlash and consequence for your sin, just so you know. It's a consequence. They're not, they definitely are not the same company as they were before for gamers trying to be, like, in budget for people. Like, they cared about their budget and affordable systems. They only care about investors and stuff like that. It's kind of sad. Like, what the heck's going on here? And you don't even have that many games for the Switch 2. And again, like, the key cards thing. They're doing key cards to save money again, and it's not for the gamers, they're customers. So it's like, they're gonna be the ones to crash gaming. Gaming's going to fall and crash, and you know, that's a good thing, because gaming is, a lot of people get drunk over gaming, and what I mean is they game too much, and you know, I'm guilty of some of that too. But it would be good if gaming did crash so people could focus their life on something else, you know, something more Christ-related, right? Something that's more truthful. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, and if you remember right, Ballast predicted this crash like long ago. I think maybe like 5 years ago he predicted this crash. Because of all the, like, limited time things where you gotta log in a live service game to get, like, a special costume, or the DLC stuff coming out, or just releasing unfinished games. Like, he said that it was gonna be, like, a different crash or something like that. Like, it sucks because it's not only affecting games, it's like affecting collectibles. Like, I can't find like Sonic figures in a store unless like I pay scalper prices on eBay, but I'm not gonna do that. Luckily, I do find that because, like, even though God doesn't have to do it, He blesses me in small ways to where, you know, I do get some happiness out of small things like that. That's fine, but like, it's so hard to collect things like Pokemon cards. You can't find those anywhere. You cannot find Pokemon cards anywhere. You would have more luck finding, like, base set cards at a yard sale than finding Pokemon cards at a store with the latest release or something like that, dude. That's how bad that is. And I don't even understand why. I think they overprice or overhype these new sets. I do not think they're worth what they were, like, given. Like, that like, Umbreon card from that Eevee set being, like, 1.2k. I don't think that card's worth 1.2k. I don't think Classic Sonic's gonna be in Smash Bros, dude. They decided on Sonic, and, like, the next character that's probably gonna be in Smash Bros as a Sonic character would be Shadow, if anything. I wish it would be Classic Sonic. And Donkey Kong Jr. is, you know, I just think it's modern DK. 151 sharp, like, isn't it $120? I don't even have it yet. I got 151 Venusaur and Blastoise, but it's okay. I don't care. I got, like, all these old cards. Alita, you know, you mentioned to me in Discord you're looking for a first edition Porygon. Like, I'm pretty sure I got one of those if I, like, go check at my home. Like, my stash that I have. I don't have it here, but it's at my home. Where I moved from. Like, I know I have one, but, like, that's for the set that I have. Like, I don't know if I have extra. I think I do because it's uncommon. Oh, if I have one, I'd totally give you it. If I had one to give, but I'm not sure if I do, because, like, I got a stack of first edition Shadowless base set, commons and uncommons, and I don't know if, like, there's an extra in there or not. Yeah, original Sonic's just blue, dude. You know, me and my wife, like, years ago, we're talking about, like, when Pokemon Go first started, we bought a full first edition base set Shadowless set for $700. For $700. It was around maybe 2015. Now what is that price? Is that like 100K now? Like, what the heck, dude? Like, this is ridiculous. And then you got the... What I don't understand is, you got the booster box, which is like 200K, but then you got the foils that are graded 6 or like 7 or 5, whatever, were $600. It's like, but you can only get those foils in those 200K boxes, so why aren't they worth more? That's something to look into if you want to ever get those foils. The only one that's going to be, like, expensive as heck is, like, Charizard, and I have 3 of those. Yep. I'm serious, dude. $700 for a full first edition base set Shadowless in 2015. Yeah, I mean, that's what everyone was. Like, so I had some, but I also just bought more around when Pokemon Go got caught on. And I figured in my mind, it's like, you know, I better just buy a lot of this stuff because this is probably the last time it's ever going to happen where I'm able to afford all this stuff. And it's true, you know? It was true. Because now you can't afford any of it, and I have, like, easily 500K or more worth of Pokemon cards alone in my collectibles. So I gotta do something good with that kind of stuff. Obviously, I'm not gonna say what it is, because only the father should know if I do anything good with it. Yeah, I mean, I bought Charizards for $20 to $50 every day. We're talking base set Charizards. $20 or $50, depending on which ones. Like, it was rare to get one for $20, but you could get one for $20. Well, me and my wife agreed that, you know, we'll keep some ones that, you know, we like and sell or trade the rest or something like that. Like, if there's, like, new cards, we could, like, trade old cards for new cards that we would want or something. That way you don't have to waste money or something to look for that crap, dude. Like, I just hate, like... no, I'm not watching that. I don't know... Like, I know they did Banjo games on the Game Boy and stuff, but I don't think they're gonna show, like, regular Banjo for Microsoft. There's no way. But, like... Yeah. I forgot what I was gonna... Oh, yeah, the Pokemon cards, dude. Like, I don't like having a new series announced, and every single time the chase card's like $400 or more in the set. Every time. It was never like that with the new Pokemon cards back in the day. They just were not worth anything. They were like worth $50 the most for the chase card, okay? Do you remember the evolution set with Charizard? Was the Mega Charizard X like $400? No, it was $30. It was $30. Yeah, I know, because God said, let us make man in our image, and that means Father, Jesus, Holy Spirit. Us in our image. I mean, you gotta think of it like this, dude. Like, a lot of unbelievers going like, oh, it's impossible. How can God be 3 different persons? But it's like, dude, you weren't around since the beginning of the time, and you don't make the rules. And besides, I have a soul, a spirit, and a body. It's the same freaking thing. Just about. It's the same comparison. So, I don't know why you gotta make fake rules in your mind to disregard what is reality. I don't know. I mean, God says be fruitful and multiply. So I have no idea. Battlefield 6? I mean, I'm not playing Battlefield. I don't care about that series. Yeah, Jesus did make everything. It's his creation. So, like, for instance, you are part of Jesus's creation, and so is, like, the people around you, so you gotta respect them. Because if you disrespect them, you're disrespecting the image of God. That's why, like, in your mind, that's why you can kill a bug and not really feel anything compared to, like, killing a person, because by default you cannot hurt anybody like that because they're made in the image of God. It's written in your heart that it's bad to do that it's bad to murder, because you know they're made in the image of God, like, just in your, like, conscious. You don't even have to realize it. It's just there. You can't do it, but you can do it to a bug or a fly. Yeah, but he made you, and so you gotta listen to that tug in your heart. If there's like something good you can do, and it would benefit someone else and not yourself, you gotta do it. You should do it. No, I'm not playing Battlefield 6. I'm just gonna continue to play the games that I want to play, and I gotta finish what my goal is in this game, you know? And I already did play something new. I played Donkey Kong, and I beat that game. Yeah. But the thing is, though, that God is the only, like, creator of the universe. There is no other creator of the universe. It's just him. So, it's his rules. So it doesn't matter what these people say. The stuff that you're, like, being taught in schools is, like, unbelievable compared to what reality is. That's insane to me. I can't believe how insane people are to even just want to do that. I don't understand it. It's like they're afraid. Like, why are you afraid? It's the truth no matter what, so why are you scared? Of course it's false, dude. It's false. There's still monkeys today. Are the monkeys evolving into humans? No. But evolution is a lie. There's a lot of lies. Even the rocks that you walk on are lies, dude. The rocks that you see daily are lies. You don't want to know what those rocks are, dude. Dinosaurs living for millions of years is lies. There is no evidence that that stuff is millions of years old. But there is evidence of a flood, a worldwide flood, that covered everything fast with water and mud. And what are fossils? And what are all these stories in human history talk about slaying dragons? You know? Dragons are dinosaurs. What are these ancient cultures that make, like, long-necked creatures hugging their necks together and they look like dinosaurs? How do they know that that's what they do? It's because they saw them. That's why. They're animals that God made that people said that are dinosaurs that are millions of years old because they don't want to, like, tell the truth. They're thousands of years old, dude. You know why? Because this girl found a T-Rex bone, they cut it in half, and they found living blood cells. You can't find living blood cells in millions of years old stuff. Yeah. They teach these lies at a young age, and it's horrible. Why would you do this? Like, you got all that stuff proven to be lies. Like, I don't know what to believe anymore what I was taught in school. Everything's a freaking lie. It sucks. You know, that's probably one of the reasons why, you know, I fell asleep in biology. Because, like, it's so stupid how they teach that. Or science, whatever. Biology and social studies. I didn't care about that stuff. Because it's a bunch of lies. Well, I mean, it's got some benefit to it, like social interaction and maybe a way to do basic math, sure. But when it comes to learning about lies, that's just pathetic. And like learning English and how to speak is good too, or write, that's good, that's beneficial. But anything else is like basically a waste of time. Like, it's just lies. You're basing your degree off of a bunch of lies. You're living a lie. I don't want to live a lie. I want to live for the truth. And the truth is, the world is like thousands of years old. It's not millions. You know why it's not millions? Because look at all the stuff that happens with the age that you live in. You can only, like, what, live to 80 years or 90 years max, depending how your health is. Look at all the stuff in your time frame happening to the Earth, deteriorating, being destroyed just within your time frame of being on Earth. Don't tell me it's millions of years old, dude. But I know why, I mean, earthquakes happen and stuff. And ain't no tectonic plates BS either, dude. They lie about that crap too. It's something even more disturbing. It's just insane. It's insane. And they know it. They know exactly what it is, but they don't want to, like, study the truth. It's so stupid. Nope. Hey, Victor Vaughn, that's actually a good outlook because nobody deserves to go to heaven. So if you admit that, you know, that's actually a good first step. That's actually a good step. You don't want to be prideful. You don't want to be egotistical. You don't even want to think that you're a good person. The only way you can do good, truly good, for God, to want to please God, is to have God dwell in you. If you don't have God dwell in you, then you either do good for yourself, or you do good to look good to others, or you can just say, well, what if I love people? Well, guess what? God is love, so you can't love without God. Yeah, he is. Just because you haven't experienced him doesn't mean he's not real, dude. You look at it with a closed mind, and that's fine. I understand. Prove God exists? Look how I changed compared to I am now to then. That's a proof right there. You didn't... Well, I mean, look at you. I mean, you're saying laughing my butt off, and you're being, like, egotistical about it. You're being rude. You're not being polite. You're being, like, someone that thinks they know stuff that other people don't. You're not being humble. And that's not stuff that comes from God. Dude, I'm a guy, so how am I that? I'm not even mad, dude. I'm playing Sonic, and you come in here and you're trying to say stuff that you think that would upset me? No, I pity you, dude. I mean, you don't even need to read the Bible to figure out that God's real. There's evidence out there. You gotta look for it. You gotta seek for the truth. You gotta want to find the truth. And if you don't want to find it, you're not gonna find it. But if you seek and you look for it, you will find it. It's out there. It's just like, from my understanding, the way you talk, you have a closed mind about it. And that's understandable. Why don't you look up the evidence for yourself, though? Like, do you know what Sodom and Gomorrah is? You know those towns? They were burned with fire and brimstone. You know that, right? Yep, and guess what? The towns of Sodom and Gomorrah have limestone and stuff like that. And it's burned to the ground, just like it says in the Bible. But then you got, like, actual, like, witnesses and stuff of Jesus Christ being alive and stuff, and you got the Pontius Pilate thing showing that he was a real ruler and stuff. But unless you experience it for yourself, you aren't going to believe unless you experience it for yourself. But you have to have an open mind. You gotta want God in your life. You gotta ask with faith that you want God to reveal himself to you, and he will. See, I don't really want to say that what you're doing is actually proving that it's more real than it is, because it would offend you. But here is like the witnesses of Muhammad. Here you go. So he was handed the Quran in a cave, right? In a cave. By an angel. Violently handed the Quran in a cave by an angel. But the Bible states that Satan could even disguise himself as an angel of light. Well, there you go for that. And by the way, Muhammad didn't go to heaven in the Quran, but Jesus did, even though they view him as a great prophet. But don't they go by the Torah as well, saying that God is the only one that can judge the world? But then again, in the Quran, it says Jesus will come back and judge. So, I thought only God could But in the Quran, it says Jesus is going to come back and judge. The Bible is the way it is today because the Lord is sovereign and he knew the Bible would be like this. There's nothing hidden. It's right there. Read it. And then accept Jesus into your heart. Ask God for the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit will discern everything for you that you need to learn about the Bible. It won't be perfect, but it'll be good where you'll learn more than you actually did when you didn't have it. Okay, that's just terrible, dude. I feel sorry for you. That's why God says love your enemies. Because Jesus said love your enemies because God loved us first. Because we were his enemy. So, Finn Yaz, no matter what you say, dude, you can't make me angry. And no, I don't support that. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I support that and I'm for everyone. It's like, yes, I love the people, but I do not like the sin that they do, and that is, you know, confuse people of who they need to be. I don't support that. Sega Party, I would agree. I mean, it's more accurate than millions of years old, that's for sure. And if you want to know where, dude, you ever see these, like, blood rivers and stuff being mentioned on the news? Like, kind of on the news. It's not really talked about. But you really don't want to know why it turns to blood like that. That's the scary part. Because, like, the scary thing is the way the Earth is made up is hidden in plain sight, and that's, like, freaking scary, and nobody's gonna accept what it is. I can't even accept what it is. That's how, like, disturbed I am with this. But it's okay. Yes, I did. And guess what? Didn't I just tell you? It's evidence that God exists. That he came into my life to free me from this demonic spirit that was like torturing me in last September and changed me how I am today now. I no longer have the same pride that I once had. I no longer have the same, like, ego. I no longer have the same violent speech or anything like that. And it's all because of Jesus. I don't even get credit for it, dude. It's not even me. But you're saying that, but as a hypocrite, you're spending your time trying to insult someone playing Sonic or just trying to do the goodwill of their heart to speak about God. If you don't believe God, that's fine. But, you know, I can still speak about him. It doesn't mean that you need to be mocking him. Because if you mock God, you can't mock God. God cannot be mocked. It doesn't matter what you think. Not a bit, dude. Nah, I'm not even gonna say, because, like, you can't mock God, and you shouldn't, and that's something bad, dude. Don't do it. Like, I fear if I say don't do it, it's just gonna push you to do it. So that's why I gotta, like, be quiet about it. Nah, it's not a bit, dude. Like, if you would understand that doing something with Jesus and lying about it is kind of like most dangerous thing you could do. Just so you know. I'm not stupid. And you said, like, 5 years trolling, dude. I trolled since 2010. So that's like 15 years. Here's the thing, though. Like, I know Jesus is not going to ask me that. Jesus is somebody that's understanding of people that don't understand what they're doing. And he gives me that understanding to forgive you for whatever you say towards me. So there's nothing you could say towards me that could insult me. But again, like, I don't understand, like, why you're, like, watching the stream. I mean, the stream's boring. It's got a subject that you don't like. And you're only watching it because you believe I'm doing a stupid bit. Dude, I moved past that stuff. Yep. I sure would. Well, yeah, Jesus can't be lied to. He sees through your heart before you even say it, dude. Look, if someone says they're truly sorry for something, you have to forgive them. I mean, you have no right to say no because Jesus forgave you for all the things that you've done. That's the thing. That's what, the example that you need to live by. See, this, like, dude, I can already just, like, tell what you struggle with, and it's sad. I mean, obviously, one of the things that you struggle with is lust. Because of the way you're talking. You can't get over lust unless you run away from it. What do you mean God sending people to suffer for eternity? That's, see, the thing is, the person chooses to do that. Like, for instance, here's an example. So when you go to heaven, you spend eternity with God. Well, why would he send you to heaven if you used your whole life rejecting God because you don't care? Like, he loves you enough to give you what you want. And if you don't want to spend eternity with God, he's not going to allow that for you. He's going to give you what you want. Dude, God knows what you want more than you know what you want yourself. You gotta trust God. That's why, like, you can't lean on your understanding, but lean on the Lord's understanding. How is that a cop-out answer? I mean, a cop-out answer is saying you don't want to follow Jesus because it takes away your lust desires. But the thing is, like, you could go to Jesus while having lust and he'll take it away from you. You go as you are. Conversion therapy of what? Well, if you do witchcraft, dude, you gotta get away from that. Okay, you don't have to talk like that. I mean, you don't know who's gonna be there because God's the judge. You can't do that. Well, I mean, obviously, I don't think Trump is a perfect person, but I think he's a good leader. But it's like the same thing. Well, what do you think about Elon Musk turning on Trump because Trump wanted to tax the rich people? You're not supposed to pray for revenge, dude. That's God's... That leaves room for God's wrath, dude. Well, I guess that's sexual immorality, right? Well, I mean... It's not children with you, but you have sexual immorality as well. Because of the way you worded about, like, 8 inches and stuff. That's just disgusting, dude. Like, how could you even think that in your mind? I mean, you're drinking too much of that. You're becoming drunk off of porn, basically. And it just goes in your mind, races in your mind. It's always there. but it doesn't mean that you're not drunk off porn. I don't support violence. I think in some ways both are wrong. Because they're killing people. I thought Bo Blacks was a guy, but I don't really care about any YouTubers, dude. I don't look up to anyone like that, you know? I mean, sure, yeah, I'll watch YouTube for entertainment, but do I look up to anyone like that? No. Pretty sure that Blowblocks guy was the person harassed by that Pokemon person. You know, just YouTube and Twitch basically like a smaller Hollywood when it comes to internet fame. It's just a smaller Hollywood. Nope, I don't know who Ethan Ralph is. Yep. I know that because I'm trying to figure out what's the truth of Twitch. Like, why is it like this? That's how I know. I don't know who that is, and, nope. Young Defiant. I think I've heard this name before. I'm not even sure who that is. Is that like a troll? Is that someone that like made a Sparking Zero troll and just said that he's the best or something? Like no one can touch me. No one can like do that stuff. Is that who you're talking about? Other than that, I'm blank. I don't know who that is. A lot of these names I'm not gonna know, dude. I only know some. And that some is very few. And I don't know who that is. I should have been more grateful during the Wii U era, dude. I don't know what I was thinking compared to what Switch 2 is now. Like, how the Switch 2 is being successful right now is because no competition. It shouldn't be successful. It's way too expensive, too greedy. Nope, I don't know. Nick Gurry? Gur? I don't know. Well, happy birthday. And if you're joking and that's not your friend, it's just someone that just did some messed up things, well, I'm sorry. Problem. I mean, I think my birthday, yeah, my birthday's this month too. Well, I mean, if that makes his day, I mean, I guess that's okay. I'm just a person, dude. I don't really care. I don't know how that could make his day, dude. I'm just somebody who's playing Sonic, dude. Let's see, I got like 39 more hours of this game. Okay, well, I know Dixon Myos isn't your friend because you mentioned them before. So now I know you're just messing with them. What's a hackerin'? That's between me and my wife. And, I mean, probably, you know. It's just, I gotta be ready for it, you know. Right now, I got a class to learn French. That's pretty cool. So, we'll see what happens after that. And then I can get, like, a job or something. And then once I get, like, everything sorted out, then yeah, maybe. No, Fenyas. That's disgusting, dude. I do not think like you. And the thing is, like, when you're in that state, you know, sexual's on your mind like a lot of your life. And it sucks. You gotta get out of it. Because it's something that it doesn't really matter. And if you don't have, like, a girlfriend or a wife that you plan on marrying, that it's because you're not ready yet. There's never gonna be an OnlyFans. I remember, like, someone asked me about an OnlyFans on Twitter before. It's like, oh, you should do an OnlyFans. It's like, no. Nope. I've never even been on that site. You know, the good thing about Canada is their food is really good. It's like very natural and just, you know, a flansly. I don't know what that is. Dude, like, these sites that you're talking about, these people, or anything that has to do with what you're asking, I probably don't know it. Because I'm not involved in that kind of stuff. And I can admit, I'm a bad, evil person. I trolled and stuff, but, like, I trolled with the stuff that was within my interest and stuff that I knew. It wasn't stuff that, like, I fake knew about. I mean, I knew this stuff. Like Sonic, like, I got angry at Sonic games, but I like Sonic, so I know everything about Sonic. So I could say things I know that would not make people happy. I mean, that's the strategy there. So, like, these things that me and my wife keep seeing around is these Labubu dolls. And they're everywhere, on everybody's bags and stuff. And I told my wife that the enemy is using these to distract people from the truth. Again, you know, just getting them in a, like, obsessive, like, impulse buying these things just to ruin their lives. And, you know, it turns out I was right about it when I did research about it on YouTube about Labubus and what they actually are. It's freaking nuts. Dude, I don't keep track of the people's names that work at Nintendo or who these people are. I don't know. Like, even with Balish, like, the guy that made Super Mario Bros. Song. I didn't know who Koji Kondo was. I don't study this stuff. There isn't gonna ever be one for sale. I don't like that stuff. I'm not wishing anyone a happy birthday because I know they're not your friend. It's just some people that that you look down on, or like people look down on that they're like infamous. I don't know who they are. I'm not gonna do that. Why don't you wish them a happy birthday? I mean, they're your friend. Dude, nobody even cares about me, dude. Like, I'm not a YouTuber. I make videos occasionally, and, like, it's just stuff that I like. I don't expect to have fans. I don't have any fans, dude. They want me to keep trolling and, like, messing with you, and I told them no. I don't care. trying to remember who Finn Yoys is. Like, I have an idea who it is. It's that dude that made that Discord. But I forget their name. I know who they is, though. So you're not the person that made the Discord before? Like, I mean, you act just like him. Unless everybody, like, just acts like you or something. I don't know. Oh, Emmy Jones? I know her. You know, I think she's a little bit confused of what she wants to do. Obviously, some of her decisions are pretty selfish. Saying that that guy, that one guy said... She said try to sexually abuse her, but it's not the case or something. Like, she tried to use that guy to say that she was pregnant. But then she also has that thing with the, you know, the Ryan Drummond and stuff. But she does things for, like, selfish gain. And, you know, I understand, but she has to grow out of that. Yeah, see, Fanatic, I don't have any fans. I just got people wanting to, you know, bring back my old videos. It's not happening though. I choose Jesus over the world. I don't care what the world has to offer me or what they give me or anything. I mean, I choose Jesus, dude. If that's what you want to call it, then fine. Okay, then false copyrighted. I don't care. You see what I mean? I mean, that stuff shows up in your mind constantly because you're drunk over that stuff. I mean, what I'm telling you is reality and you're not getting the message here. Well, that's not gonna happen because God protects me. He blesses me and I don't have to deal with that kind of crap. That's why. Did I say that? I didn't say that. Nope, I didn't say it. No, I said that he protects me and I'm blessed by God. I didn't say it would happen to other people. Well, it's not happening. So you might as well leave and stop watching me if that's what you want, because you're not getting that kind of content. You can deal with the boring content, okay? If you want to stay, but I'm not asking you to stay. Yes, it was. You know why? Because it encourages people to act that way. It encourages people to spread that kind of, like, language and stuff. It encourages the jokes, the crude humor. It encourages that. You're spreading sin, dude. I don't care what excuse you use. I mean, you say that, but then you're saying that you think what I'm doing is a bit. So what is it? Do you think I think that, or do you think I'm doing a bit? You can't even decide yourself. But what's the bit? I would have to be an idiot to do a bit about Jesus, dude. You can say bring back old videos all you want, it's not gonna happen. And that's 100% guaranteed, firm answer. Sorry. And you're calling me a Jesus freak, dude? Well, you know, I rejoice over that, but I still feel pity for you that you don't see that I'm actually just trying to tell the truth. And I understand why you think it's a bit, because I did troll, and I'm probably like, good at it, but I don't want to have ego or any pride over that kind of stuff. I mean, be honest to yourself. If you did what I did, do you think you would get more, like, traction and attention than I would? I mean, look at me. I was protected by God because he knew I would regret doing this. Look, I barely get any attention. That, you know, that's good. I don't care. But, like, look at me. Anyone else that did what I did would have gotten a lot more traction and audience than what I have. And the truth is, like, look at Sammy Classic Sonic fan. He built himself because of me. And if anyone else did what I did after that, they still would have been bigger than me. The only reason I'm like this right now is because God knew I would regret it one day. And he protected me. And I 100% believe that. And I thank him for it. Alita knows what I'm talking about. Anyone could see anything that I did. Anyone would have got bigger than me. It's 100% guaranteed fact. I'm just saying, like, what it is. Like, the evidence in front of your face, dude. Like, come on. Yeah, that's true. And, where'd that attention go? Where did it go? You know? God knew I would regret that, you know, that kind of behavior for the amiibos, and protected me from it. I 100% believe that. Anyone else would have got bigger. Anyone else that did that. Well, because I know JM's joking. I don't have to say anything about it. I know that he's BSing, dude. I'm not stupid. Like, you're talking to a troll, and you're thinking you control a troll. I mean, you can try, you know, and I'll play into it, or I'll try to lead you to the truth, but I know that you're just messing around. But when I call out that you're drunk on your sexual immorality, you don't really have an excuse. You embrace it. I mean, those kinds of thoughts come from your obsessive thinking of, like, sexual immorality, things like porn and stuff. You're drunk off porn, and that's where that stuff comes from. Well, I mean, and like, they think they can, like, you know, insult me or, you know, get under my skin, but I told them there's nothing they can say that can insult me or change my mind. Like, I don't know how obvious I need to be. I mean, dude, like, you're mocking Christianity to these people that respect Jesus as Lord, and you don't understand, like, well, where's the evidence of God? I mean, you're mocking Christianity because the enemy's whispering in your ear to do it. That's why it's always on public news things and stuff. That's why they show it publicly of why they mock it and stuff. But you won't see a public mocking of Islam on the news. You know why? Because there's retaliation. They'll kill people and stuff. They know Christians won't do it because they know it's the truth. That's why. I mean, that's what it is. Jesus is alive, dude. He's alive. Evidence of Jesus is alive? Well, look at the people preaching the gospel. It's all over social media. It's all over in the streets. More than any other religion or anything. Because Christianity isn't a religion. It's a relationship with God. That's what you don't understand. You don't force yourself to go to church. You want to go to church. You want to learn more about Jesus. You want to spend time with Jesus. You want to pray. It's not something that you checklist. It's something that you get yourself involved in, that you want to do, not forced to do, not to do to get in heaven, not to do to make, like, God happy, but because you want to do it, because you love God, because what He did for you, and because of what He did for you, it changes you to repent from your sins and be who you are in Christ. Yeah, and the things like Shroud of Turin, I mean, you can't replicate that with today's technology anyways. But you could say it's fake or hoax, whatever, just like the government says with everything because they don't want people to know the truth. The thing with the Shroud of Turin is that lighting of Jesus's, like, face and stuff, that faint light, that light came from Him, of God resurrecting Him from the dead, and that's what imprinted His body on that cloth. To give us evidence, to give people faith that, yes, He did walk this earth, He did die and raise again from the dead. Okay? That's where that, like, image came from. It's the light of Jesus being resurrected. That's what the Shroud of Turin mystery is. If you're a believer, you understand that's what it is. I didn't say everyone was lying, dude. The government and, like, the media are liars, okay? The people that don't want the truth to be known, they're liars. I'm not entirely sure, like, but I don't even think I ever touched baby oil in my life. Unless it has something to do with Gerber. I have no idea. Hey, Sapphire. I like all people. I don't like the sin that they're in. And I know what they feel about Jesus. But, I mean, it said in the Bible that Israel would reject him. So, like, you know, it's just more evidence, dude. But, like, the best evidence for the Bible is men from all over the world wrote the Bible, these manuscripts, and they haven't even met each other, but yet it comes together and reads as one book. And that can only tell you that the author is God. And when it comes to Jesus, there's many prophecies in the Bible, the Old Testament, that talks about Jesus is coming. So you really don't have an excuse to say that there's no evidence that Jesus is God, because he is. It says it. Prophecies, dude. Things that are said that never happened but came to pass. It's just sad that, like, you're so ignorant and stubborn to reject the one and only truth because you don't want to follow, you know, any, you know, religion, but it's not a religion, it's a relationship with God. You're being taught wrong. You're being told all these lies, you know, like millions of years old dinosaurs. Do you believe that? Because it's not true, but you probably believe it because you're taught it in school. So basically, the reality is you can't think for yourself. You just have other people tell you what's true and then you believe it. Because the dinosaurs are just thousands of years old and they lived with humans. And there's also tales of mythology all over the world with dragons, and those dragons were dinosaurs. Like, there's just all kinds of evidence that we've been lied to all of our lives. And to say that you believe what you were taught as a kid as fact is just, like, ignorant. Yeah, they did. They walked with humans, dude. Yeah, there is evidence that contradict what you're saying, because there's pots and there's like structures that have dinosaur carvings walking with people. It has dinosaur carvings of long-necked dinosaurs hugging each other in multiple countries doing the same hug on their necks. These countries probably never met, but yet they have these carvings exactly as they are because they saw these animals. They hunted them down and they killed them to eat because they made good food. That's all it is. It's probably behemoth, dude. You don't want to believe it because you're taught different. You're closed-minded, and that's sad. Well, I mean, you would find it if you search it, but you don't search it. You just go by what you believe. It's out there. You want to know something else that's more crazy? There's evidence of Nephilim, which is giants, being petrified rocks and stuff, being around the world. But you would say that's crazy because you live by the mindset by what you're taught in school. I mean, he has evidence in his own heart that God exists. He can kill a bug, but he can't kill a human. And the reason why he can't kill a human, because it has the image of God. It's written in his heart. I'm playing on Xbox. Yeah, you know why? Because you have love for that cat. And where does love come from? It comes from God, because God is love. Okay, well that's your own man-made morals, though. See, the thing is, like, yeah, you know, Trump, you know, if you say that he finds little kids attractive, yeah, that's bad, right? So that's sexual immorality, but yet you still indulge in that, being sexual and immoral, because you keep coming up with conversations that deal with that kind of pornography talk, dude. You're sexual immorality. You're a hypocrite. So, like, you're trying to correct Trump of what his mind is, but yet you still fall in the same thing. So even you fail your own man-made morals. You can't even, like, you can't even follow your own man-made morals. I know. It's okay. You don't have to support Trump. It's okay. Yeah, but you still, like, indulge in the same sin of sexual immorality. The same wrong of sexual immorality. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You're being a hypocrite. You're telling someone to correct themselves when you yourself still do the same thing. It may not be related to the same kind of sin that they're doing, but it's definitely the same thing where it's sexual immorality. Because you can't get enough of it. It's in your brain, dude. You're drunk over it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You're a hypocrite. You don't even know you're a hypocrite. Well, that's your man-made morals. It doesn't delete the fact that you live in sexual immorality. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So if that is the case for Trump, and that's true, well, he lives in sexual immorality. Well, so do you, because you indulge in these porn things and then have these thoughts racing your mind constantly, daily, as some kind of insults or humor because you're drunk over porn. That's what it is. Yeah, poutine's pretty good. And how is it rage bait, dude? Like, I'm trying to teach you the truth, and I know that you're stubborn. I know that you're gonna reject it, but at least I can say to Jesus that I tried. That's all it is. You can think it's rage bait all you want. You can think these conspiracy theories that you're smart, that you got me figured out all you want. But, and I understand that, but I'm telling you, I'm being 100% legit. You know, that's hard because KFC has been, like, horrible recently with melting chicken, and, like, I'd never really liked Burger King, so probably McDonald's, but even then, like, I don't go to fast food that much. We go to A&W if we go to fast food. Or Taco Bell, but there's no Taco Bell in Canada where we live, so I haven't been there in a while. Our KFC is like watery chicken and it just melts off the bone. It's kind of hard to explain. It's greasy, watery, and just melts off the bone. Falls off the bone, dude. Low tier god, I mean, I don't really care. I know he's some guy, it's like a fighting game that like rages. He knows he's a meme. He knows what he's doing. If you think any of that stuff is real, you gotta get a reality check. Like, even, like, DSP Games, I can see how he's milking his audience. He's not being legit, but he's a pretty good actor, but for me, I can see through his act, so I guess it's harder for people to see through that. I don't know. He's not real, though. He's definitely, like, sucking at Mario Kart World and DK Bonanza on purpose in some ways to complain. Because when he says, oh, it's not even my fault, it's not even my fault, the game cheated. It's like, yeah, that's not real. I don't know who that is. DSP's a troll, though, and he makes money off doing it. He's not real. I mean, you can obviously see in his Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza stuff, when he complains about the game cheating, that's a troll, dude. He's doing that for his audience reaction, and it works. And, you know, whatever. But, like, I'm not convinced that he's real. I can see through that act. I could even do that, but I don't want to. I just want to be myself in Christ Jesus. That's the truth. But, dude, I'm not playing a character. I'm not playing a character. Like, look at me, okay? I deleted everything that gave me attention. I'm not giving myself attention. I'm doing this for fun. I'm not trying to annoy people. I'm not trying to get a reaction out of people. I'm not trying to, like, be desperate and get people to reply to me. I'm just simply being me. So what makes you think it's an act other than that I was a good troll back then? Tell me your logic. But I'm not laughing, dude. I mean, I would have to be a fool to do a troll about the most powerful person in the universe, Jesus Christ, and not be totally legitimately serious about it, dude. You would have to be a fool to do that. That's the most dangerous thing you could do. Besides, next to the sin that cannot be forgiven. Think about that. I'm not stupid enough to do that. See ya, Sapphire. You can think it's funny all you want, but I don't know what's funny about it, dude. Like, I mean, I basically called out your mindset. You think you're smart, and you think you know what I'm doing, but there's really nothing that I'm doing, dude. I'm just being me. Like, why you gotta think that something's up? Where is my gain in doing this? Where is it? I took away everything that I could get gain from. I turned away from what I did because I basically treated trolling and doing what I did as, like, idle. I don't want that to be an idol, dude. Dude, you're talking about Judas. I mean, do you even know what happened to him? Like, I know you're trolling, but, like, do you know what happened to him? Like, he's a human just like you, dude. Stop spamming, man. I don't want to kick you. Dude, he hung himself. And what happened when he hung himself, his intestines fall out. It's a gruesome death. Please do not, like, I don't even want to say it because then, like, you'll just do it, and it's something that I know that's really bad. So I'm not even going to say it. Yeah, for us. Because he took all the sins in the world, future, past, and present, all on him, and God's wrath came on him and saved us. He destroyed sin. He defeated sin. $62. Nice. Actually, Judas didn't really treat Jesus as Lord. He treated him as Rabbi. So he didn't believe in Jesus, that he was the true Messiah. That's basically why he betrayed him, because he didn't believe in him. He thought of him as his teacher, but not as his Lord. Yep.
like, I don't know about that, but, like, honestly, everybody has a little bit of pride, even me, but the little I have, I mean, I used to have more, but I don't have it anymore because of Jesus.
I'm doing good. How about you? Maybe try to get 64, but I don't know. It depends when my wife gets home. Because we're gonna like go walk somewhere. I mean, when's Sonic Rumble gonna come out, dude? Like, is it gonna come out this winter when it should have came out last winter? I mean, I want to play some Sonic Rumble. Is Crossworld's gonna be released before Sonic Rumble? Like, what the heck's going on? I have no idea, but I'm stopping at 100, dude. I can't do this anymore. I don't know what it's gonna be. I mean, someone could just hack it and figure it out on Steam, but no one's done it. If it's higher than 100, then Sega just put numbers in. Like, so many numbers. That's all it is.
I know.
Oh, are you kidding me? Dude. Good enough for me. Yeah, you are. You don't need to watch, though. I mean, it's nothing interesting. It's just me playing Sonic, dude. Trying to grind for a goal.
Yep, that's what I'm, you know, trying to do. I don't know if this really counts towards it, but it's just like something that there's no answer to because no one's done it, so I just want to do it.
because I don't want it up anymore. It's not who I am.
my wife's coming back home, so I'll continue this in a